2016 Week 16 MLB Power Rankings. The Chicago Cubs spent 2 weeks out of the top spot, but this week they are back at No. 1 after a 4-2 week. The Cubs jumped back up ahead of the struggling San Francisco Giants, who are just 1-7 since the All-Star break. The Cubs were our No. 1 team for 14 straight weeks, including preseason, to open the season. Can they start another long run on top of the rankings? The scuffling Giants dropped to No. 3, with the Washington Nationals remaining at No. 2 for the third straight week. Beyond the top, there actually wasn't a lot of movement in this week's poll, with no new teams moving into the top 5 or top 10. This week's voters are Jim Bowden of ESPN Insider, Eric Karabell of ESPN Fantasy, Tim Kurkjian of ESPN, David Schoenfield of the SweetSpot Blog Network/ESPN.com and Jayson Stark of ESPN.com. Most of the team comments come courtesy of the SweetSpot Blog Network.Past rankings: Week 15, Week 14, Week 13, Week 12, Week 11, Week 10, Week 9, Week 8, Week 7, Week 6, Week 5, Week 4, Week 3, Week 2, Week 1, Preseason 1. Chicago Cubs record, 59-38 Week 15 ranking, No. 3 The Cubs limped to the All-Star break but have won 3 straight series to open the second half, and rumors of an Aroldis Chapman acquisition continue to swirl. Joe Aiello, at VFTB, view from the bleachers 2. Washington Nationals record, 58-41 Week 15 ranking, No. 2 So far it doesn't look as if rookie Lucas Giolito is ready to make an impact in the rotation down the stretch. He had 3 walks and no strikeouts in Sunday's loss to the Padres and has struck out just 5 of the 53 batters he's faced in the majors. He has thrown 75% fastballs but hasn't shown the command to rely so heavily on that pitch. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 3. San Francisco Giants record, 58-40 Week 15 ranking, No. 1 The Giants lost their first 6 games after the All-Star break and watched their NL West lead over the Dodgers shrink in the process. Johnny Cueto and rookie outfielder Mac Williamson helped end the skid in a 12-inning victory over the Yankees on Saturday. Jeff Weiser, at Outfield Grass 24, inside the Zona 4. Cleveland Indians record, 56-41 Week 15 ranking, No. 4 In a so-so week for the Indians. A bright spot has been rookie Tyler Naquin, who continues to make his case for Rookie of the Year consideration. He went 7 for 18 this week with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. Susan Petroni, it's pronounced Lajaway5. Boston Red Sox record, 55-41 Week 15 ranking, No. 5 After sweeping the Giants in 2, the Red Sox split a 4-game set with the Twins. On Sunday, Boston produced a trio of home runs, and Rick Porcello got his 12th win of the season. 10 of his wins have come at home, where he owns a 3.21 ERA, 4.01 ERA on the road. Ryan P. Morrison, at Ryan Morrison, inside the zone 6. Baltimore Orioles record, 57-40 Week 15 ranking, no. 6. Despite starting rotation concerns, a couple of injury issues and a stomach virus that recently swept through the clubhouse, the Orioles keep winning and currently own the best record in the American League. The team's remaining schedule is daunting, but it's impossible to argue with the results. Matt Kremnitzer, at Matt Kremnitzer, Camden Depot7. Toronto Blue Jays record, 55-44 Week 15 ranking, no. 9. WHERE would the Jays be without J.A. Happ? He won his 7th straight decision on Sunday, allowing 1 hit in 6 innings, and Toronto has won his past 8 starts. He's 13-3 with a 3.27 ERA. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 8. Texas Rangers record, 57-42 Week 15 ranking, no. 7. WITH trade prices being dictated by a thin market, the Rangers might see the trade deadline come and go without adding an impact starter. Instead, they'll need to rely on the back end of the rotation to hold things together until Colby Lewis and Derek Holland are ready to return from the disabled list. Brandon Land, at 1 a strike away, 1 strike AWAY9. Los Angeles DodgersRecord, 56-44 Week 15 ranking, no. 8. AFTER losing in 16 innings on Friday, the Dodgers won the next 2 games in St. Louis. Good sign, Adrian Gonzalez homered in both wins. Gonzalez has just 9 home runs and 27 extra base hits, so getting more power from him down the stretch will be a big key to catching the Giants. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 10. Houston Astros record, 54-44 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-0 AFTER sweeping the Angels, the Astros AL West deficit is down to 2.5 games, after trailing by 8.5 games at the beginning of July. Top prospect Alex Bregman will be called up on Monday, although manager A.J. Hinch didn't say where he'd play. Bregman did start 2 games in left field at Fresno, although it seems likely he'll play third base at least until Yulieski Gurriel is ready. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 11. St. Louis Cardinals record, 52-46 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-2 In a season filled with injuries and roster shakeups for the Cardinals, the rotation has been the one constant. After a midweek rainout forced their hand, the Cardinals became the last team in baseball to use a starter outside of the 5-man rotation with which it began the season when rookie Mike Mayers lasted just 1 1/3 innings in Sunday night's loss to the Dodgers. ESPN. COM12. Miami Marlins record, 53-45 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-3 ALLs are on Ichiro Suzuki, who is 4 hits from 3,000. The Marlins would love for him to do it at home this week. They play series against Philly and St. Louis, but it's hard to bench the red-hot Christian Yelich, who's hitting .404 during his current 11-game hit streak, All-Star Marcell Ozuna or Giancarlo Stanton, who had a 4-hit game on Saturday. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 13. New York Mets record, 52-45 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-1 AFTER hitting 4 homers in 104 games with the Rays in 2015, James Loney has 5 homers in 44 games with the Mets. Loney has hit in 8 straight games, going 9 for 27, 333. Joe Yanish, at Mets Today, Mets Today. COM14. Seattle Mariners record, 50-48 Week 15 ranking, no. 170 and the field, the MS took a midweek series from the White Sox despite never leading for a single pitch over the 3-game span thanks to walk-offs from Adam Lind and Leonys Martin. Off the field, Ken Griffey Jr. was enshrined in Cooperstown on Sunday, ensuring we'll never forget the kid. Jeff Weiser, at Outfield Grass 24, inside the Zona15. Detroit Tigers record, 51-48 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-5 MORE middling in the middle as the Tigers split a series with the White Sox, took 2 of 3 from the Royals but lost 2 of 3 to the Twins. They just don't seem to have strong enough hitting or pitching to carry them on a long winning streak. Why ante up at the trading deadline if they're not even favorites to win their own division, let alone the World Series? Richard Bergstrom, at Bergstrom Jr., Rockies Zingers 16. Pittsburgh Pirates record, 51-47 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-4 Bucks have been battling all season and remain in the thick of the wild card battle. They've been dealt another blow, however, as prospect Tyler Glasnow left his second career start after the 3rd inning with right shoulder discomfort and landed on the disabled list. Ryan P. Morrison, at Rian Morrison, inside the Zona17. New York Yankees record, 50-48 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-9 members of Team Cell took a bit of a hit this week, as the Yankees took 3 out of 4 from the Orioles and 2 out of 3 from the Giants. With a week until the trade deadline, the team's results are making selling a harder decision for the front office than it actually should be. This team is mediocre, Hal, and they're not making the playoffs. Sell. Stacey Gotts Elias, at Stace Gotts, it's about the MONEY18. Kansas City Royals record, 48-49 Week 15 ranking, no. 1-6 AFTER the Royals dropped a game under .500 with Sunday's loss. The Wade Davis rumors are heating up, with the Nationals reportedly interested. The Royals would want more for Davis than the Yankees would get for Aroldis Chapman, rumors say Cubs shortstop prospect Gleyber Torres, because Davis is signed through 2017. Davis still has a 1.10 ERA even though his K rate has declined from 39% 2 years ago to 24%. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 19. Chicago White Sox record, 48-50 Week 15 ranking, no. 18 Chicago pushed to turn a hot start into a chase for the postseason but has finally decided to pull the plug on 2016. All eyes now turn to trade assets, including Todd Frazier, Chris Sale, Jose Quintana, and others. Sale was scratched from his last start for disciplinary reasons and suspended 5 games. Ryan P. Morrison, at Rian Morrison, inside the Zona 20. Colorado Rockies record, 47-51 Week 15 ranking, no. 2-1 The Rockies finished a sweep of the Braves on Sunday, their first 4-game sweep since July 9 to 12, 2015, which was also against the Braves. Looking back, those 2015 Rockies were 39-49 while going 22-24 at Coors Field, continuing the recent tradition of losing at home. This year's Rockies are only 4 games under .500, with a positive home record, 25-24, and won't necessarily be selling at the trading deadline. Richard Bergstrom, at Bergstrom Jr., Rockies Zingers 21. Los Angeles Angels record, 43-55 Week 15 ranking, no. 2-3 Nick Tropino became the third Angels starter this year to tear a ligament in his elbow, joining Andrew Heaney and Garrett Richards. Heaney already underwent Tommy John surgery, while Richards is still awaiting the results of platelet-rich plasma injections. Tropino will also consider that method before undergoing surgery. Before this season, only 3 Angels pitchers had undergone Tommy John surgery under Mike Ciaccia. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 22. Oakland Athletics record, 45-54 Week 15 ranking, no. 2-2 AFTER back-to-back walk-off wins on Friday and Saturday, and a third against the Astros on Tuesday. The A's decided to score the winning run in the 8th on Sunday. Their past 4 wins and 7 of their past 8 have come by 1 run. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 23. San Diego Padres record, 43-56 Week 15 ranking, no. 2-5 Matt Kemp is on pace for 36 home runs and 110 RBIs. His WAR, however, is just 0.4 thanks in large degree to a 279 OBP and poor defense. The worst WAR ever for a 30-homer guy, Dante Bichette of the 1999 Rockies, at -2.3. Baseball Reference credits him with -34 runs on defense. David Schoenfield, at Schoenfield, SweetSpot 24. Milwaukee Brewers record, 41-55 Week 15 ranking, no. 24 Milwaukee is expected to be one of baseball's biggest sellers in the next week. There is interest in multiple Brewers, starting with all-star catcher Jonathan Lucroy and reliever Carlos Torres. It's not a matter of whether players will be traded but rather when and who. Gabe Stoltz, at Stoltzy 3, Disciples of Uker 25. Philadelphia Phillies record, 45-55 Week 15 ranking, no. 20 Vince Velasquez is hitting. 241, which is quite good for a pitcher. In terms of batting average, he's out-hitting Ryan Howard, Cody Ash, and Tyler Goedel, which is quite bad for an offense. However, those who read these comments will note the progress from late April, when Phillies pitchers as a whole were out-hitting Phillies left fielders and first basemen. Richard Bergstrom, at Bergstrom Jr., Rockies Zingers 26. Arizona Diamondbacks record, 41-57 Week 15 ranking, no. 26 reports surfaced late last week that Arizona is weighing a managerial change. Considering injuries and questionable roster construction, D-backs fans have to wonder whether replacing Chip Hale would help their cause. Top prospect pitcher Braden Shipley will debut Monday. Jeff Weiser, inside the Zona27. Tampa Bay Rays record, 38-50 Week 15 ranking, no. 27 It has been a decade since the Rays were clear sellers at the trade deadline, but declaring their intentions early has chummed the waters significantly. Any of their starters could be moved with only Chris Archer requiring an unfathomable return. Expect someone to go and wide-eyed fans to be underwhelmed, though the smart ones will hopefully have their faith rewarded. Jason Hanselman, at Sandy Casimir, The Process Report 28. Minnesota Twins record, 37-61 Week 15 ranking, no. 28 Although the Twins are mired in last place, Max Kepler provides real hope. After hitting 2 triples in Boston over the weekend, he is slugging .500 as a 23-year-old rookie. His gangly muscular frame and sweet lefty swing are reminding fans in Minnesota of a young Justin Morneau. Nick Nelson, at Nick Nelson, Twins DAILY29. Cincinnati Reds record, 38-60 Week 15 ranking, no. 29 The Reds have won 3 consecutive series since the All-Star break, and Billy Hamilton, who recently returned to the leadoff spot, has keyed the charge, with a 7-game hitting streak. Since the break he also has 10 stolen bases and 10 runs scored. Is it too early to start printing the playoff tickets? Chad Dotson, at Dotson, Redleg Nation 30. Atlanta Braves record, 33-66 Week 15 ranking, no. 3-0 to open the second half. The Braves have gone 2-7 versus sub-500 teams. That does not bode well for any semblance of improvement in the current product on the field. However, it does bode well for securing the No. 1 overall pick in 2017.